Yeah, so we'll start on our backs tonight. You can have your feet on the floor if that feels preferable, or if you want to have your legs in butterfly, or maybe you want your legs out. Maybe you even want to start with legs up the wall if that is appealing. However you want to start, just get the back flat. We're going to draw our breath into our spine. So maybe you just breathe some natural breath a couple times. Just in and out. And now bring your awareness to the spine. Just breathe up and down the spine a couple of times. And notice if you feel anywhere along that spine, along the front of the body or the back of the body, that might feel a little tension. And if you have any tension, send a breath to that spot. If there's no tension, then just keep breathing naturally, just in and out. And then bring your awareness to the soles of your feet and scan from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Notice if there's any tiredness in the body. Any contraction in the muscles, soreness. Breathe some breath into those places. And then scan the body and notice those places that feel open and free. Breathe into those spaces and feel that ease expanding through your entire being. Inviting ease into our space tonight. One more breath in. On an exhale, let's bring the feet towards the sky. So the legs are long, and just let the feet hover. Maybe point the toes towards the sky and then flex the feet. Maybe roll the ankles. Give those legs a little break. You can place a hand on the stomach and maybe notice the inhale as the stomach fills. And exhale, it drops. Just give some rest to the legs. And begin to lengthen the breath on the exhale. So breathing in just normally. And maybe an intentional long exhale. Breathe in. And a long exhale. And one more time, a deep exhale after your inhale. And maybe reach the hands up as if you were going to grab the toes, so the arms, point to the sky, let the blood flow, all kind of flowing down towards the shoulders, towards the hips, maybe rocking side to side with the hips, maybe opening and closing the hands, rolling the wrists around. You can flex and point the toes. And then we'll exhale to bring the feet to the floor. Hands can come palm down. And let's just rotate the pelvis. So we'll just kind of tilt those hip bones forward towards the sky. So there's a little space between the floor and the back. And then we'll exhale, tilt it back so the low back comes to the floor. And just tilting and tucking that pelvis. A little bit of space. And then closing it off. Awakening the spine. And then one more time. And then meet with the back flat. And once that back is flat, let's roll over to our side and come up to a seated position. And once you find that seat, just maybe move side to side or any movements, and any gentle twists or reaching up to the sky that just feel right for you before we meet together with a little bit of some shoulder opening. So maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. And then let's meet with those shoulders over the hips. And just reminding ourselves that every body is different and all of our movement is going to be different and look different than someone else's. So just embracing the body that we have. Maybe just remembering what Iyengar said when he said that my body is my temple and my asanas are my prayers. So let these movements be our prayers tonight. Let's inhale and bring the arms out. Maybe bring that right arm in and press that arm towards the chest with that hand on the forearm, or it can be on the bicep or the elbow. Maybe look over that right shoulder, noticing if it's opening a little bit. And then exhale, let the hand come down or out to the side. You can shake it out, move the wrist. Maybe you want to go back and forth, opening and closing. Yep, and then bring the left arm across the body and do that same thing. And gaze over that shoulder if it feels good. Maybe it just feels better to tuck the chin. Just noticing how your shoulder feels tonight, how it feels to be in this shape. And exhale. One more breath. And then let that arm come down. Maybe it finds the floor. It can come out to the side. You can shake it out again. And then let's bring our hands behind our head. Maybe interlace the fingers or maybe just bring them towards the ears and just try to pinch those elbows together. The shoulder blades kind of pinch, just opening up the chest. Not trying to push anything, but just opening the chest. And then maybe we bring the elbows together. Maybe we round the back as if we had that cat back. Maybe the elbows towards the belly button, the chin to the chest. Exhale, and then we'll inhale, bring the elbows up, bring the elbows back, and shine the heart to the sky. So it's kind of like a cat-cow, but we're moving our shoulders to open up the chest and the shoulders. And then we'll exhale, kind of close it up, like a rose closing, tucking in, belly button to spine, elbows to belly button. Inhale, lift the head, lift the arms, send the elbows back, and drop the head back. And last time. And then exhale, come back with the shoulders over the hips. And let's bring the arms just down to the side. Maybe bring the ears to the shoulders, just side by side, one and then the other. Maybe closing the eyes, inviting in some winding down. And then chin to the chest, rolling the neck. Really noticing where it might catch or where it feels smooth, and breathing into the catchiness. Maybe taking that fluidity and smoothness with you all the way around. And switch directions if you want. And maybe let the head hang, the chin to the chest, put the hands behind the head if you want to. You're not going to press on the head, but just let the kind of some gravity on the back of the neck if that feels okay. If it doesn't feel so good, it doesn't feel so good for me tonight, so I'm just going to leave my hands on my legs, chin to the chest. And let's exhale. Bring our head up and let's move right into a downward facing dog. And as we do this, just imagine that spine really lengthening. And just noticing how your shoulders feel here. So maybe the arms need to come wide or they need to come closer together. Really send the sits bones to the sky. Maybe this is a little bit more active than you want to be tonight. And then I just invite you to drop the knees and walk the hands forward. It's still lengthening that spine, opening the chest. And our downward facing dog is going to access the backs of the leg a little more than a puppy would. Maybe you pedal out the legs. Then let's come down to our knees. Lower the hands down and then bring that right foot through, coming right into our Ardha Hanumanasana. So the heel down, toes to the sky, finding a base for you. So maybe you have blocks. I'm going to bring my blocks to the party. And the toes to the sky. And you can fold a lot or a little. Maybe close the eyes. Feeling your day just kind of melt away into the floor. And we're going to just recharge and re-nourish. And now let's point the toes down, but keep the legs straight. And then bring the pinky edge over to the pinky edge side of the mat. So the foot kind of rolls to the side, and then you can flex it towards your face again. Maybe notice a different opening in the back of that hamstring. And then exhale, bring the toes back to the sky, back to the middle. And let's come back to our knees. And then walk our hands forward, coming into puppy. An option, if you have your blocks, you can bring your forearms onto the blocks and really open up that chest. And if you don't want to come onto your blocks, just come onto the floor for regular Anahatasana. Heart-melting pose. Breathe, maybe the forehead on the floor. You move that head side to side. That space between the eyes. Maybe accessing that pineal gland, signaling we're going to wind down the bed. And 2 more breaths. And we'll exhale. Let's come back up. So if you're on your blocks, maybe just drag your hands with the blocks back. We'll come into our Ardha Hanumanasana on the other side. So the right knee down and the left leg can come forward. I'm just going to check in and see if you want to fold or if you want to kind of be higher and send the chest forward. And pull the toes towards the face. Maybe you bend the knee a lot or a little. Maybe closing the eyes. Maybe letting out a sigh. End of our day. And now let's bring the pinky edge over to the pinky edge side of the mat. So tilting this left foot to the left and pulling the toes to the face. Back of that leg. Just a little bit different access with the toe to the side. So rather than that toe being kind of straight, if it feels good, bring it out to the side. Maybe 2 more breaths. Now bring the toes back to the middle. And then bend the knees. So now the knees are side by side. And with those knees side by side, let's roll up so our shoulders are over the hips. And then maybe send the hips forward. We're not coming into camel. We're just going to send them forward. And then come back and find downward facing dog again. So exhale. Sending those hips up. Imagine that spine becoming longer. That spine that we laid on the ground earlier in that pelvis that we tilted. Breathe in. And now let's exhale, lower down. And now come into a seated position. Bring our legs forward, and then maybe bring our feet apart. So I'm gonna have my feet maybe like a mat distance apart, and then let's pull that right foot in towards the inside of that left leg. Now I'm gonna bring my blocks because I like to kind of rest on my blocks for this one sometimes, so that's an option. Maybe flex that foot towards the face. And then we'll inhale to extend the arms up. Yeah, and let's exhale, rotate the heart towards the foot. And if that doesn't feel so good, just bring it forward. So you can either go forward or you can go forward over the leg, forward in the middle or forward over the leg. Maybe imagine the base of the spine to the crown of the head, a nice uncooked piece of spaghetti. And when you start to feel the low back, maybe the glutes or the hamstring start to react or respond, then you can maybe round the head, forehead towards that knee. Beginning to soften our movements, soften our breath. Over here for a few more breaths, maybe noticing the texture. Is it kind of choppy or jagged? Is it smooth? Is it bubbly, the breath? And one more breath in. Let's exhale, bring the shoulders back, kind of to the middle. Keep the legs exactly where they are. When you come to the middle, bring the shoulders to square over, to stack over the hips. And let's just go over to the right, the left hand on that right knee, and a gentle twist with the right hand behind us. Just getting a gentle twisting action in here. Our twisting kind of helps us digest our day, digest our experiences, what we heard, what we saw, what we ate. And now let's exhale, bring the heart back to the middle. Yeah, and the right knee comes up, send the right leg out. You can bring the feet apart, move blocks if you had them, and then bring that left foot into the inside of that leg. You want to move any blocks over to frame the legs. Like I said, I kind of like to rest my arms on them. But you can inhale to come up. Maybe you do a little side to side and then square those shoulders to frame the foot if that feels good. Or you can just go straight forward as you fold. So folding forward in the middle or folding over the leg. And imagine you're just melting into this shape. And so that's effortless. And so find a spot that isn't annoying. Find a spot that isn't uncomfortable. So if that means that you're not folded much, then don't fold much. Or if that means you're folded a lot, you can fold a lot. But bring some gentleness and some ease into this little stretch. It's here to support us. It's not here to aggravate us. And as we fold, kind of compressing the colon, again, supporting that digestion. On your next exhale, gently come up. And then square those shoulders, roll them up, back, and down, and then go to a gentle twist. So the right hand on that left knee, the left hand just behind us. Again, supporting us and receiving the nourishment out of our experiences today, letting go of what we can let go of. Just kind of sorting through on an energetic level in this twist. One more breath. And then we'll exhale, bring the heart and the shoulders back. So it's over the hips. And we'll come into our first restorative shape. So We won't need our blocks. Actually, keep your blocks handy in case you want them under your knees. And we're going to bring our bolster. So the long edge or your cushion, the long edge is parallel with the short edge of your mat. We're going to place this as a bridge under the heart. So I'll show you what we're going to do. I usually put a block or a pillow to rest the back of my head on. So I'll show you what we're doing. So like the base of my ribs is over my cushion. So the heart is going to be lifted. And then I have a block for my head. Our feet can be wide and the knees together. Maybe you want to come into butterfly. You can have blocks for your knees, remembering that our restorative yoga is our effortless yoga. This is where we don't try anymore. We just allow ourselves to be really free. So if that feels good on the heart, invite that in. Than normal if we were laying flat. So it's not flat, just elevated enough to not be on the floor. As we settle into this first pose, maybe it's helpful to inhale for a count of 4 and then exhale to a count of 6, just a little bit longer, signaling to the nervous system that we're settling down. Allowing our heart to be filled after a day of giving, after a lifetime of giving for you ladies who are here tonight. So let's receive. Knowing that this shape is our prayer. So let it be a prayerful moment as we ease into some silence. Knowing that we're never committed to a certain shape. So if it starts to be uncomfortable at any moment, making the adjustments that you need. Maybe bringing the knees together if they were in butterfly. Bringing the awareness to the breath. Letting go the fiction of the mind. Letting go the stories that maybe we tell ourselves that we make up. And just resting in the breath in this moment right now. If your mind starts to wander, maybe just give it something to focus on. Our meditation, it starts with concentration on a single thing. And then when that concentration is extended, then that's meditation. So maybe it's a mantra, maybe you visualize your favorite place or the face of someone that you love. And just stay with that one thing. Focus on that one thing. Relaxing the shoulders, letting them just melt. Relaxing the jaw, letting the jaw be soft. The tongue can maybe drop from the roof of the mouth. With each breath, filling and refilling our energies for ourselves, or for those that we love. Now let's count down the breath from 5. Just savoring the last few breaths in this pose. At the bottom of your final exhale, that 5th exhale, you just gently rolling over to the side just enough to lift the head, Plant the arm, slide the bolster out, and then bring the back flat on the floor. Move the block, if you had a block or pillow on the head, and let that spine neutralize on the ground. Maybe the legs are long or the feet are down, but bring that spine flat and feel the heart. It's kind of in the lower spot, a normal spot. Now exhale. Breathe in. And exhale, sigh. Now we'll roll over to one side. We'll come up to a seat so we can set up our bolster and our blocks again. So stack those blocks kind of one in front of the other. You can bring them up higher if you want. Maybe stack one smaller, but just find something that feels stable with those blocks. And then we're just going to scoot up close to the bolster or the cushions, and then we're going to bring our legs straight onto the bolsters. If you have your strap, then bring it across the legs and get it really tight, and that'll keep them from, you can kind of relax a little more. They're not going to splay out. And I'll grab mine and show you in just a moment. Otherwise, if you don't have a strap, and it's okay if you don't, just bring those legs up the bolster and let the entire spine rest on the floor again. Maybe there's a little space between the low back and the floor. Maybe you don't. But just notice what's going to allow for the most relaxation. Let the feet fall out or fall in, fall however they may. Maybe the hand is on the heart and one on the stomach, or maybe just on the stomach or on the side. And we'll bring our awareness to the pelvis. Maybe noticing the downward energy from the soles of the feet to the hips. Ground the hips and feel the entire low back grounding into the floor. Soften the cheeks and the eyes. Let the eyes be heavy. Maybe wiggle the jaw and then bring it to stillness and softness. And then return back to that one thing that you can bring your focus on as you breathe. Find some effortlessness. Preparing our bodies, maybe for sleep, or maybe if someone watches this later, just preparing for life as we rest and renew. Coming back to that one thing if our mind starts to wander. Giving our bodies this time of intentional rest. Let's bring our awareness to our inhale. And inhale into the soles of the feet. And fill our entire being. Exhale out the palms of the hands. Inhale in the palms. Exhale out the soles. Inhale in the soles. Exhale out the palms. Inhale in the palms of the hands. Exhale out the soles of the feet. Inhale through the soles. Exhale out the palms. Inhale in the palms. Exhale out the feet. Now letting go of any effort and just feel and notice how your body feels. Now you're welcome to stay here. This is really feeling nice on your legs after your day on your feet. You're welcome to stay right here. If you want to come into our next prayer, then bring your feet off the bolster, roll over to the side, we'll press up. And then just bring your legs on either side of the bolster. And then bring that bolster kind of off the blocks. Bring the bolster down. And then this is our forward fold. We've done this before. You can either place your forehead on the bolster, just like this. And maybe it feels really good for you to maybe stack some blocks underneath and on top. And you want to fold over a little more. So that some of our hips allow us to fold deeper than other people. So if you want a deeper fold, then you're welcome to. If you like to have that on your third eye, then you can rest it on your forehead. But coming to somewhat of a fold with your spine towards the sky. Again, continuing to signal to this nervous system that we're winding down. If your forehead is on the bolster, maybe massage between the eyebrows, that third eye. Maybe just tell yourself, I'm preparing for sleep. Remembering to be effortless, so I'm going to put some blankets underneath my knees because that helps my legs relax. So if that might help you, then do that. And then just settle back into the shape. You let out a sigh that feels natural and it feels right for you. On our next inhale, let's bring our awareness to the soles of the feet. Inhale in the soles of the feet, up the back, and exhale out the palms of the hands. Inhale in the palms, and exhale out the soles of the feet. Inhale in the soles of the feet. Exhale, sigh out the palm. Inhale in the palm. Exhale out the soles. Inhale in the soles of the feet. Exhale out the palms. Inhale in the palms, the breath floating through the entire body out the soles of the feet. And rest, maybe in a sigh, savoring our last few breaths. Now, whenever you're ready, just moving any props out of the way and slowly making your way into Shavasana. If there's a twist or a movement that might feel right for you before you find your resting pose, then find that. And then find your version of Shavasana. Maybe it's with your props underneath. Find what works for you. And there's no rushing. This is our time to not rush, our time to rest and nourish. And now in Shavasana, wiggling out any kinks or offering any movements and settling into some quietness within. We can do that by breathing in, breathing out, breathe in, breathe out. Now visualize your next inhale flowing in the right nostril and out the left nostril. The next breath, visualize in the right nostril, out the left. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Just visualizing the breath, inhaling on the right, out the left. Like a little rainbow in and across the forehead and out. In the right, out the left. In the right, out the left. And letting go of all effort with the breath. Any effort to be still, allowing yourself to be. Bringing our awareness to our feet, to the toes, the feet, the soles, relaxing the feet. Relaxing the backs of the legs, tops of the legs. Bringing awareness to the hips, shoulders, the elbows, the wrists. Relaxing the torso, the front and the back. Relaxing the tops of the shoulders that are just below the ears. Relaxing the arms, from shoulders to fingertips. The neck and the throat relax. The chin, the cheeks, the temples, and the forehead relaxes. Welcome to rest here for a couple of minutes longer, or if you'd like to come up to a seated position or a silent sit for a minute or two, then you're welcome to. You're welcome to just rest right where you are. Going to just offer a chant. It's our chant of nourishment. I'm just going to let it roll over you for the remainder of class as you rest. Om pusne namaha. 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 Om Shanti. 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 Om Peace. Peace.